started?
Now it is started. The
We
webinar
are
is
on, right?
recording as well.
Yes.
I guess they need to rejoin. Yeah, we have like 33 attendees.
Okay, it's 8:30 already. Let's get started, guys. Good evening, everyone back in India, and good morning to all my colleagues here in the United States. First of all, I would like to congratulate you all and welcome you all to Arizona State University. Many, many congratulations to each and every one of you. My name is Meenakshi Tiwari, and I am Indian Student Service Coordinator with ISSC here at Arizona State University. Let's talk about what is ISSC and what do we do for you. So you all are international student on F1 visa, and you need to follow some rules, regulations, and stick to some compliances in the United States, and ISSC helps you, guides you, and work with you to understand these compliances and help you to follow these rules and regulations. I also want to mention that, besides these compliances, rules and regulation, we also have several programs, events, workshop, activities, fun activities for you guys throughout the years to make your academic journey filled with fun and excitement. And today I have here with me my colleagues from ISSC, and we also have team leaders and team members from ISA, which is a student organization here on campus. And we also have president from USG, undergraduate student government. I want all of them to welcome you and introduce themselves. I will start with Rosita. Rosita.
Hi, everyone. My name is Rosita Smith. I'm the Assistant Director in ISSC, and I'm very excited to be able to talk to you a little bit about your preparation to joining us. So welcome, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Rosita, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead. My name is Sukrit. I work with Meenakshi. I'm the Indian Student Service. I'm the Indian Student Support Assistant. And I look forward to meeting you all and helping you with whatever you need.
Hi guys, I'm Jitesh. I'm also Indian Student Support Assistant. I also work under Meenakshi. I'm a graduate student, but I will be very happy to help you all. My major is information technology. If you have any questions regarding that, also you can just ping us. Looking forward to help you. Thank you.
Hi guys, my name is Shaurya. I'm the undergraduate student government president for the Polytechnic campus. So I will be presenting to you all shortly. So happy to do that. See you guys.
Meenakshi, you are on mute.
Do we have anyone from ISA here?
So ISA, everyone from ISA is having trouble joining in. So I'm just coordinating with them and sending them the link.
Okay.
Might take another 2 minutes.
Okay. That's okay. That's fine. So guys, ISA will be joining us shortly. So this is my email. You can reach out to me through my email, and we have our WhatsApp group as well. You can message us, and if you have any question or any query, please make sure that whenever you are emailing me or sending me any question or any query, please add your 10-digit student ID. As I already mentioned what ISSC is and what do we do, and so we will be working with you since you arrived to United States and until you are done your degrees. So these are the scenarios when you can reach out to ISSC if you want to change your degree level, if you want to change your major, after 2 sessions when you are eligible for CPT. And if you want to apply for that, you have to reach out to ISSC. If you see any hold on your My ISSC, My ASU, ISSC hold. You need to reach out to ISSC, after you are done with your degree, OPT, pre-OPT, any compliances issue, any regulation issue, you need to reach out to ISSC. As I already mentioned, we have some fun event. We all are working right now for several welcoming events for you guys. And we have already designed some grocery store visit. If you want to go and see Walmart and other US stores or any Indian stores, we are planning all those visits also. And once you arrive here, I'm pretty sure you're gonna miss home cooked food. So we have this special event for you, Chat and Chat, which I organize and run every month for our Indian students. So whenever you feel, you have craving for Indian food, please visit us for this Chat and Chat sessions. We do organize some movie nights, and we have a huge series throughout the year. Learn Arizona. If you want to learn more about Arizona, what you can do, where you can visit, we have several sessions where we take students on this fun trip. We have a weekly event called Coffee and Conversation. Come and visit us for that. We have soccer watch party, and we just finished IPL final watch party, whenever it was, 2 weeks back. We have a networking event, and we have tons of events. So please make sure that you are checking ISSC website regularly. Just want to mention one thing. Please keep posting your questions in Q&A, and my team will answer as many as possible. And if there is any question unanswered, you feel free to reach out to me through my email. Let's start with first question, want to travel to United States. So as per the rules, anytime before a month before your classes starts, you can arrive to United States. So for this fall 2023, first day of class is August 17th. So anytime starting from July 17th, you can arrive in the United States. And please make sure that if you are living on campus, your move-in date is August 9th. And if you are arriving before that, you need to take care of your temporary housing. Unfortunately, university does not provide any temporary accommodation. And we also advise our students, we suggest them, to arrive here 1 week prior to their classes starts, so that they can settle down, they can feel the area, they can be familiarized with the campus and know where their classes are going to be. So just make yourself comfortable. We advise all of you to arrive at least 1 week before your classes starts. Important documents. These are all your important documents. You can read the slides. Just one thing I want to mention here, one travel letter from ISSC. This letter you all are going to receive from ISSC in your ASU email. And this letter will have an emergency ISSC number. Once you arrived here, once you are at port of entry, once you are going through immigration, and if you have any problem during that immigration, you can call at this emergency number. This is for only that purpose, if you have any problem during your emergency. All the conversation from university will be happening through your ASU email. So I suggest you to keep checking your ASU email regularly. These are another important items that we want you to pack with you, to bring with you. I just want to mention 2 things here. Just keep extra clothes, extra pair of clothes. I would suggest 3-4 pair of clothes in your handbag. Sometimes it happens, airlines, they lose your luggage and you get your luggage back after 2-3 days, or maybe, after 1 week. And sometimes it, may take longer than that. So it is always a good idea to keep some extra pair of clothes in your handbag, in your backpack, or in your carry bag. And traditional dresses, I recommend this to bring with you because we celebrate all Indian festivals here. We have so many Indian organization, association, ISSC itself hosts a couple of events. So please bring traditional dresses with you. You can get them here, but it's going to be very, very costly. So please bring all your traditional dresses with you. Books and stationery, if Jitesh or Shaurya or Sukrit wants to go, what book and stationery would you guys recommend to students to bring?
Sure, do you want to go ahead or shall I?
You can continue.
Because it looks like you want to do it.
I can continue on.
Okay, let's just do 50-50. So for books, I would recommend that it's better to actually just buy it here, because what I did was I bought the books from India. But once I came here, I learned that like you can buy pretty good books for like 30 cents, 62 cents or something like that in Walmart. So you save that space that you want to get books and use that for something else, like Meenakshi said, for traditional clothes or whatever. So my personal recommendation is no need to get books. And sure, if you want to talk about stationery, go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with the point of books, and books are heavy. So carrying a lot of weight from India to US does not make sense. So books, you can buy it from Target, Walmart, a lot of places have cheap books. Textbooks, I would say buy it through ASU because a lot of classes have that as a mandatory thing. So you have to buy it through them. Stationery, I would recommend get a certain amount of pens. Like you don't really need a lot of stationery because most of the stuff happens on your laptops. But I would recommend get at least 2 pens and a pencil and an eraser or something like that. So not a lot of stationery, but something that you can use in an emergency situation that you want.
Thank you, guys. These are the list of other important items. I just want to talk about medicines. I always recommend, always suggest our student to bring, general medicines with them, like for common cough, cold, and fever, whatever you guys takes. Please bring that with you. And if you are taking any medicines regularly, please bring them with you. And please make sure that you are bringing enough supplies of all those medicines. If you take homeopathy medicine or Ayurvedic medicines, these medicines are not available in the United States. I repeat, Ayurvedic and homeopathy medicines are not available in United States. So please bring all these medicines with you and make sure that you are bringing prescriptions with you. Any notes from your doctor, any prescription from your doctors, you have to bring with you when you are bringing these medicines. And I also suggest that you keep all your medicines in your check-in box and check-in bags, and all your prescription with you all the time, along with your other important documents. And I just forgot to mention that, all these important documents and any valuable things that you are bringing with you, any jewelry or any cash, please keep all these important items with you all the time, in your backpack, in your purses. Do not keep your important documents, your valuable things in check-in bags. Indian driving license is valid here for 6 months. International driving license is valid here for 1 year. So if you have any of these licenses, please bring them with you. But again, I just want to let you know that it's a new country, new rules for driving, new regulation, learn all those rules first before you want to try driving here. And cooking necessities, if you are not living on campus, if you guys are living off campus and planning to cook for yourself, that's a good idea always. So please bring any utensils for cooking, small cooker, kadhai, or steel plates, and whatever you want to bring. Please bring them with you. Pre-packed food, snacks, and spices, anything which is powdered and very well packed, you can bring with you. Pickles, achars, you can bring with you, but please make sure that they are packed very well. I do not advise students to bring dals, specifically whole dals, because they are considered seeds. And sometimes if customs, wants you to open your bag, and if they're going to check, sometimes it happens that they throw out all those dals. So I don't advise students to bring dals, but yes, food, snacks, and I would also suggest, bring ready to eat food with you at least for 2 weeks, because I don't want you to come here and rush to grocery stores. So bring enough food like Maggi or ready to eat poha, or we have a lot of ready to eat items in India available these days. So bring all those food and snacks at least for 2 weeks with you. Vaccination record, definitely COVID-19 records is important, and other your scorecards. One very, very important vaccine is MMR vaccination. You need this vaccination record. You have to upload this record on your MyASU in order to register for your classes. I repeat, if you do not upload your MMR vaccination record, you cannot register for your classes. So this is the most important vaccine certificate that you need to bring with you from India. And another one that I recommend, because sometimes they can also ask for TB vaccination report. So get this report with you. Another COVID vaccination certificate is important for your travel. So it's always a good idea to check with your airlines, what are their regulations for COVID-19. And it's always, good to keep some extra masks with you. And please make sure that negative COVID test is not required anymore. What is port of entry and what is immigration? A lot of you are scared with this process of immigration, and port of entry is your first destination where you arrive in the United States. If you are coming directly from India to Phoenix, so Phoenix will be your port of entry. If you have a connecting flight from, LA or New York or any other major cities, so those cities will be your port of entry, and all your immigration will be happening there. And immigration is a regular routine. It's a routine process. You all have to go through it. Sometimes it may take like 5 or 2-3 minutes, and sometimes it may take longer than that. So I always advise our students to stay calm, answer what they're asking, show them all the documents that they are asking you. Do not give immigration officer any extra information, just don't start conversation with them. Stay calm, quiet, answer whatever they are asking. And sometimes it can happen that they will take you aside and, ask you more questions. So please don't panic. That's a general routine. They will ask you, and it's fine if they take you aside. Once they are done with your immigration, they will update your I-94 form. And this form is very important because you will be needing this I-94 form in order to do your service check-in. And it may take, to update this I-94 form in their website, it may take from 1 day to 1 week. So please be patient with that. Excuse me. Airport pickup, Arizona State University has a collaboration with Lyft services. So we take care of your from your journey from your airport to your destination is free. You will be given a coupon or a code or anything. We are still working on this process. We do not have any concrete information at this point. But to get the services, this free Lyft services from airport to your destination, you all need to register for International Student Orientation. And this is the website for that. It is going to be updated soon. Make sure when the link is available for registration, you all register for International Student Orientation. Doesn't matter if you are able to attend it or not, but if you want this free taxi services from airport to your destination, you need to register for International Student Orientation. I would like to request Rosita to talk about university housing.
Thank you, Meenakshi. So one aspect from many that are very important for you to take care of is your housing situation. So there are 2 options. One is living on campus, one is living off campus. So the university housing, you need to apply for this. You should have applied by now. If not, please contact the housing office at housing@asu.edu. Just so that you know, ISSC, we don't really have access to your housing information. And we don't know, or we don't have the most updated situation in the housing situation, whether they are full or not. So it is very important that you communicate with the housing. Of course, we can provide you some direction, but the housing office is the one make decision of your housing situation. So typical process is you apply for housing, you will receive the confirmation of your room and your roommate assignment and your move-in date appointment, including the time and location. So it's very important that you receive this information. Once you create your housing portal account where you actually have this account, you just need to log into that with your ASU credential, and you will be taken to the your housing portal, where the housing office will use that to communicate with you and also update some information. So you will receive this appointment of your move-in date, time, and location. If you have a problem where you cannot meet this date, you need to communicate with the housing office to arrange your move-in date. If it is like earlier than the date that they give you, it considered early move-in, and you need to request that. You also will need to ask them if they will charge you additional fee or not. ISSC will not be able to answer that. We cannot access your housing portal and information as well. Now, just in the situation where they said, well, we cannot accommodate you because we have no room available early, then it is an important task that you will need to find a temporary housing or hotel just for a couple of days to wait until your move-in date. Next, please. Now, for those who are living off campus, we have a lot of options. Meenakshi will share these links to you later, but it is very important you go to this link, you browse all the housing options available. They have a lot of options. They will tell you how much, when is the lease, all the condition. They also show you some picture and the contact information for the landlord. The off-campus housing office that is in ASU, they don't necessarily have power or control over all of the housing options, but they have connections. So it is very important that it is your responsibility to browse, to search, to look, and apply, communicate, or contact the housing landlord and arrange it yourself. Now, what's very important, or good things about this link, that off-campus housing.asu.edu, they have a lot of information and resources, including list of apartments around. They also show you the map, so you can literally click that and see where this apartment located around university. And please look for apartments that are walking distance, because transportation can be very expensive. And it may time consuming also if you have to take transportation, go to the classes every day. So look for apartments that are walking distance. You can rent a bike or a scooter. You can ask our current students how to do that, but it's very important. It will be economic saving for you to look for apartment nearby. Additional information, there's also information about roommate searching. I just click it just now, and there are bunches of people looking for roommates. They will tell exactly what's the apartment currently, what's the fee, what is their study or sleeping habit, and what they're looking for. So utilize that list, go through that if you are looking for a roommate, especially when you don't know anybody. And then also another things in that link that is very important, they have a resources like a videos, a lot of videos in explaining about what need to be careful when you're signing a lease, or if you are looking for a roommate, or if you have a problem with the landlord, what to do. So please take time and review all of that video because they are very informative and they are very important. There's a lot of cultural differences that you need to be aware of when you are signing a contract in the US. Especially WhatsApp group, please join the WhatsApp group so that you can also connect with our current students and ask questions. Next, please. Health insurance. Health insurance is very, very important. I know many international students, they don't know or they're not aware of how important that is because health insurance fees is expensive, but it is way cheaper compared to if you are going to the emergency room or seek health services in the US, it is almost like 100% more expensive than what you are paying for your health insurance fee. So it is very important that you know the health insurance is a mandatory thing for all international students. It is not just a mandatory thing, it is a necessary, it's a must to have because if you don't have insurance, it's gonna cost you a lot of money. Just to give you an example, when my daughter got something, a little toy stuck in her nose, we took her to the emergency room. The doctor just simply pulled it in 5 minutes. It cost us several $1,000s. So just to give you an example of that, it can cost you really, really huge amount of money. So be mindful on this. And so when does this start? It will start 4 weeks before the beginning of classes. So if you come early, within that 30 days, you already have insurance available for you. How will I pay for it? The insurance fee will be included in your semester tuition and fees. So once you are enrolled, these fees also will be posted together with your tuition and fees. And you can see this in your My ASU under the financial tab. Next, please. Okay, few things that you need to get done as soon as you arrive in the United States. The first and foremost, very, very critical that you complete the mandatory requirement for SEVIS check-in. SEVIS check-in is simply reporting to the international office that you have arrived and that you will submit all the mandatory requirements as far as paperwork concerned. This is important because we need to report you. The ISSC will need to register you in the SEVIS, the government database, that you are here, you have arrived, you have all the requirements, you are meeting the full-time enrollment requirement. If you don't complete the SEVIS check-in, we are not able to gather all your information, and therefore we are not able to register you in the government site where we call SEVIS. If that happens, then you will be out of status in 30 days once the classes started. And what that means is you are no longer eligible or valid to stay in the US, and therefore you have to leave the country. Now, we try very hard to help students prevent the situation, but we're not able to if you're not paying attention, and there is no way we can reach you out. Just to give you an example, there's a student not reading email for any reason. There's no phone number, don't know anyone, not reaching out to us. We have no way to contact this person. So in that way, it's very, very difficult. So what we ask you, please complete the SEVIS check-in as soon as you get in the US and have all the address, because that will be required for you. And the I-94, also one of the documents that is required for you. So it is very easy to find that. You can literally go to Google and search I-94, and there's a link. You can get that and you can download it. If you have problem finding this, or for some reason it's not generating for you, reach out to us and we can help you what to do. Another thing is the Sun Devil ID card. You can apply this online. You can submit your photo, and then you can just schedule and tell them where you wanna pick this up. Usually this you can pick up in Memorial Union. Now, open a bank account. You need to do this as soon as possible or while your visa is valid. I heard that visa validity is required now to open a bank account. So please do this before your visa is expired. Well, visa is okay to be expired while you are here. You don't need that, but it looks like the bank will need your visa valid before when you are applying for bank account. So before your visa expired, please open a bank account. We recommend to do this as soon as possible. And in the US, you may need to make an appointment with them. We have several banks around, so you can reach out, connect with our current students if you have additional information about that. And then the other one is, of course, attend international student orientations. You all should be receiving email from ASU very soon, if not next week. And so please follow instruction, especially registering for those events. SIM card, also one way you can get connected with your family's home and also ASU community. Please reach out to our current student as well if you have more question about the SIM card or T-Mobile, or Mint Mobile, or whatever phone available here in Arizona State. Next, please. On-campus job, or all international students, most of you, by regulations, you are eligible to apply or do on-campus job. And requirements are you need to be full-time, so you need to complete the CVS check-in, and your CVS check-in has to be approved before you can start working. You must have a F1 visa, and on campus only is what you are eligible to apply. Any off-campus job is a different story. You can also apply this through CPT, which is curricular practical training and optional practical training. We will not say that much in today's webinar, but we will have several workshops that you can participate. We also have workshop about on-campus job. So please join in those workshops as you arrive on campus. Now, regular semester, like spring and fall, you can work up to 20 hours a week. But during summer break or winter break, you can work up to 40 hours a week. Something that you want to be mindful when you have on-campus job, you cannot say, oh, sorry, I cannot come to a school today because I have a job. That's gonna be happening. So your priority is go to school, study. So you cannot miss classes just because you have on-campus employment. That is really not a good reason. So if you get in the investigation later and find out, or for any reason, you could be in trouble immigration-wise. Next, please. Okay, then so Social Security number, what is it? We usually say it's SSN. Just so you know, it is a way for government to identify your records, or for most businesses here in the US, they also want to track your financial information. And so SSN is important when you have a job, and we can help you get the SSN when you have a job, but it is not required when you apply. Once you have a job, then when you can apply for this SSN. And typically you have up to 90 days where the human resources can wait to get this copy. So this is not like, oh, I have to start working tomorrow and I gotta have this tomorrow, so it's everything panic. No, you don't have to be like that. So you have time, so you get a job, and then you come to ISSC asking for how to apply for Social Security. And I think that is my slide. I give it back to you, Meenakshi.
Thank you, Rosita. Before I move on, I saw some questions on Q&A session. One thing, service check-in, you can only do once you arrive in the United States. As I mentioned, that in order to do your service check-in, you need your I-94 form, and that form will be available only when you are done with your immigration. So service check-in cannot be done before you arrive to the United States. And yes, first-year student can opt for off-campus housing. It's not required that you have to live on campus. You can go for off-campus housing. And someone asked if they can use electric cooker in dorms. So I would request any of students to answer that questions if electric cookers are allowed in dorms, specifically Tucker House. Shaurya, Sukrit, anyone?
I think Anirudh knows best about Tucker House.
Okay, is
He's from
Anirudh,
ISA.
Anirudh here?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm here.
Excuse me.
So basically, university housing says none of those are allowed, but you can always use the community kitchen. But you can always take permission and use them in your dorm. So instant pots or cookers, you can always use them in the community kitchen.
Thank you, Anirudh. Okay, let's get back to our presentation. Resume and cover letter writing. Writing resume is very different when it comes to apply for a job here in the United States. What we do in India, it's very, very different here. So in order to tell you, what is resume writing here in the United States and what is cover letter and how important is cover letter for you when you are applying for a job, and also you all are coming here and you haven't worked here, but we need at least 3 references here in the United States when you are applying for a job. So how to ask for those references and what those references could be for you guys. We are hosting this session for resume and cover letter writing for Indian students. And I would suggest and I would request all of you to attend this session. For undergraduate, we have a session on June 28th. And I will be sharing link with you when it's available. So please keep an eye on emails from me. Academic advisor, this term would be new for you guys because we do not have academic advisor back in India, but this person is going to play a very, very, very important role in your degree throughout your journey with ASU. And, they can help you to plan for your degrees, to choose your courses, and will help you your goal towards your graduation. So it is very important to connect with your academic advisor as soon as possible and maintain a professional and a good relationship with your academic advisor. And if you have any question regarding your course, your classes, your degree plan, this is the person to connect with. Course defer. This may happen that your visa can be refused or you receive visa very late. So in those scenarios, if you fall in any of that scenario, we always advise our student to defer for next semester. And someone mentioned in the Q&A that course deferment cannot be exceeded more than 5 times. Rosita, would you mind confirm that?
Sorry, Meenakshi, what did you say?
Someone mentioned in Q&A that deferment cannot exceed more than 5 times.
I am not very sure about that. So when we talk about the course defer, is this like a enrollment? Like
I think if their visa get resumed once, they can defer their session for next time. If it get refused again, then they can again. So how many times maximum can it go?
That they can defer?
Yeah.
So I am not very sure. I don't think we have a clear guideline on this, but I would recommend talking with your admission representative. This can be really different from student to student because the factors are like your major, your departments, or any other situation. So if you have to defer, I would encourage to connect with your own admission representative, so that they can tell you the exact maybe possible reason or options for your own situation.
Thank you, Rosita. So sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to say, so I actually deferred my admission. So from what I know is that you can only defer one semester without any like questions or anything. You can just defer from, like, for example, if you want to defer to the next semester, you can do that. But if you want to defer again, then you'll have to provide documentation and reasoning for why you're deferring. But you can only defer one academic semester without any documentation required.
Thank you, Sukrit. So if we are falling into this category, if you have to, if your visa is delayed or it's refused and you have to go course deferment, please write an email to asuinternational@asu.edu. This is for undergraduate students. And if you have any question, as Rosita mentioned, you need to connect with your admission representative, and this is the email for them. Once you are here, I think the first break would be winter break. And in that break, in winter break, if you are planning to travel within United States, you guys are fine. But as an international student, it is recommended, it is very important that you carry all these documents with you whenever you are traveling within the United States. And if you are planning to go back to India to visit your friends, family, parents there during winter, you need a travel signature from ISSC. Please note that these signatures are very, very, very important, because without travel signature on your I-20, you cannot enter back into the United States. So along with all important documents, you need to get travel signature from ISSC only in case if you are traveling outside the United States. Yes. This is very important for all of you to know about the common scams that can happen here, and it's very common. And once your money is gone, it's gone. There is no way to get your money back. Please note that. We have included our university's websites that talk about scam, and another university's website that will educate you about scams. As I just tell all the students that if someone is calling you and asking you money, that means that this is scam. Please disconnect that call and do not entertain those people. They are scam. They will change their number. They will keep bothering you, calling you, messaging you, emailing you. But please, please, please note that if anyone is asking you money over the phone, it is a scam. No US agency, ASU, any federal agency, any immigration agency, any police, no one calls here to anyone here and ask money. If someone is asking you money, it is a scam. And please note that once your money is gone, it's gone for forever. You can never gonna get it back. So it is always good to be aware of all these scams. I would request you to go through these links and read about all these scams. You all are international student coming to a very new country, a very new culture. And I know that, this image of America, as we say in India, is, it's set in our mind through our Bollywood movies, Hollywood movies or Tollywood movies, We all think that it's a very open society and we can do whatever we want. Let me tell you, it is a country which is set on principles and very strongly abide by laws. As an international student, you all come under federal laws. And federal laws are very different from others. So you have to know some rules. I would suggest, just go and check, just Google, what are the laws, what are the driving laws, what are the other laws, what are the important, what are the other scenarios that international students easily fall into. Please do some research about that. A few common things that I have noticed and I want to mention here for all of you, one is open container law. If you are, they are allowed to drink if they are 18 or 21 here. I think 21, right? 21.
Yes, 21.
Yes, 21 is the age limit, but even if you are drinking, inside a bar, if you bring an open alcohol glass with you outside the bar, it is illegal. You cannot hold an open container of alcohol in public. It is against the law. It is illegal. If you are driving, if you have alcohol with you, alcohol container, even in your front seat or even in your back seat, it is against the law. You cannot have any alcohol bottle with you when you are driving. Movie download, if you are not authorized, this is very, very illegal. You can get a summon from court for downloading movie without authorization. Driving under influence is a huge, huge, huge crime. It can jeopardize your future. Please do not do that. Marijuana, although it is legal in Arizona, but federal laws prohibits its possession and its consumption. And I already mentioned that you all are international students. You all come under federal laws. So please make sure that, we all want our student to be safe and, away from all these troubles. So it's a request, it's a humble request from all of us to stay away from all these illegal activities and wrongdoing and focus on your study for which you are coming to the United States. And with that, I would like to conclude ISSC's presentation, and I would just want to check with my colleagues if they have to add anything. Anything else, guys, or we are all good to hand it over to Shaurya from USG?
I guess you covered everything, actually.
Okay. Rosita, all good? Thank you, guys. I will hand it over to Shaurya Manglik, who is our president for USG, Undergraduate Student Government. He's going to talk about what USG is, what they can do it for you. And also he is our representative for Poly Campus Housing. He is in all our WhatsApp group. So please feel free to connect with him through WhatsApp group. And Shaurya, it's all yours.
Thank you so much, Meenakshi ma'am. Hello, everybody. Welcome to ASU. Congratulations for getting admitted into ASU. I'm going to share my screen now, so just hold on. Yep, I hope you guys can see my screen now. Okay, perfect. So welcome to ASU, everybody. Let's move on to what I'm going to talk about. So introduction about me first. My name is Shaurya Manglik, and I'm the student body president for the Polytechnic campus. There are 4 campuses in ASU, as most of you might know. There is Tempe, Polytechnic, West, and Downtown. There are other campuses, but these are the major ones. I am the representative for the students from the Polytechnic campus. So if you have any questions about Polytechnic campus or even any other campus or general queries, you can always come to me, and I'll share my details at the end of the slide. So here we go. So I represent the ASASU, the Associated Students of Arizona State University. This is a combination of 2 different bodies, GPSA and USG. GPSA is the graduate student government and USG is the undergrad student government. These are the 2 things that combine together to form ASASU. The undergrad student government is what we will look into further. So this is what the structure is of ASASU. We have GPSA, which is present over all 4 campuses, but there is one governing body for all the 4 campuses for graduate students. For undergrads, there is a separate USG in every single campus. So mine is Polytechnic, and let's move forward with that. What is USG? You might be guessing I'm saying USG a lot of times now, so let's move on to that. What is USG? So USG is basically a community of students which are elected by you. You are the ones who vote for us, and we are elected through elections that happen in the spring semester. We are the ones who advocate for you. We are the voice of you. We are the voice of the students, and we are the ones who connect you with the deans, the leaders, and we write resolutions, bills to improve the campus and improve the student lives. Moving on. Yeah, so this is a detailed explanation of what we do. We advocate for students. We run initiatives, services. We include student wellness, campus safety, community outreach, civic engagement, and we also provide and preserve ASU pride and traditions. And we fund a lot of clubs and organizations on campus. So all of the clubs and organizations that you see or you might join in the future are funded by us. So that is what we do. And we connect you to different levels of organizations. We technically university, then we move on to local, then state, and we are also connected to the national levels. So if you want to communicate to us and bring any queries that you think might be a national issue or a state issue, you can always come to us. So what is USGP? As I said, I represent the Polytechnic campus. So I'm telling you how we support you. So USGP is undergraduate student government Polytechnic. And these are the things that we do for you. We plan and host major events on campus. We provide fundings for clubs and organizations. We provide free health and wellness items, which are hygiene products all across the campus. That means you get free toothbrushes, toothpaste, shampoo, conditioners, everything, all hygiene products. And this is all for free. You can take it anytime, however you want. We provide professional development funding for interview clothing, professional exams, and application fees. For example, if you're going for an interview and you don't have the appropriate clothes for that, all you have is t-shirts, because I understand Arizona is hot. So you can just come to us. You can ask us about, you can tell us about your problems, and we can help you with funding and how you can get the clothing. And we also can provide you compensations for fees that you pay for the applications for various exams, like SATs, and there are different exams that you can opt in for. So you can come to us and we can figure it out. Other things that we provide is free printing for all undergrad students in the office. We have an office on every single campus, and we provide free printing for everybody. We improve and expand the student life and student experience at ASU. That is the next 2 points. Moving on the last 2 points, we provide free tampons and pads at 13 locations on campus, at the Polytechnic campus. And we also provide free lift codes for students who want a free ride. So if you want to go somewhere near the campus or somewhere, if you want to go back to home and you don't have a mode of transportation from going from the campus to the airport, we provide you lift codes which you can just put in, and then you can get a ride for completely free. So please make sure that you use these resources, because these are for you, and we don't charge anything for any resource that we provide. So make sure you use this. I'm going to share this with everybody so you can read it again and again and go through it, because I understand it's difficult to remember all of this. The next thing is important links. This page is really essential because all of you really need it. I think most of you are from the more major famous campuses of ASU, which are Tempe, West, Downtown, and Poly. So these are the USG pages for Instagram handles, actually, for all of the 4 campuses. And I also added the GPSA, which is the graduate student body Instagram handle. So if you want to follow that, it's up to you. I provided a link for ASU job portal, as Meenakshi ma'am also mentioned that on-campus job is something that international students look forward to. So if you want to apply for an on-campus job and an off-campus job, you can scan this QR code and you can apply there. One more thing, which is really essential, and you will have to use this all the time, is Sun Devil Sync. Sun Devil Sync is a platform that is based in ASU, and it provides you a detailed explanation, timeline, and all the details about all clubs and organizations on campus and all the events that are going to take place. You can actually RSVP for events through this portal. And you can also take part in clubs and organizations. You can take part in events. You can be a member of a club through this portal. So this is very essential. Another thing is Polytechnic housing. I understand that not all of you are from the Polytechnic campus, but I included that. So living on campus is a huge benefit. I particularly live on campus and I'm available all the time. If you want anything from me, I'm always there. So living on campus is a huge benefit, but mainly because you don't have to travel from your place where you're living from and come to the campus all the time and waste your time essentially in the traveling. So that's really good. So if you want to opt in for that, the QR code is here. Tempe housing you can find on the same website, just on a different page. And then I added a QR code for the student government. The student government is essentially everything that I'm talking about. I am covering only 10% of what we do. We provide so many resources for everything. And even if we don't provide a resource, we can actually connect you to the right people so that they can help you. ASU has free counseling, free medical checkups. So anything that you want, we can help you with that. So we are the first point of contact if you want anything that is student related. And ISSC will help you anything that is legal or something that you don't think can be discussed with us. So yeah. The next thing is our offices. So every single campus has an office for USG, and then GPSA has separate offices. So the Polytechnic office is in the Student Union. The Tempe office is in the Student Pavilion, which is right opposite the MU, if I'm not wrong. And then the downtown office is in the post office in the Student Center. West office is in the University Center building. And then GPSA, you can see, I don't think most of you will actually need this. So yeah, come to us. We have so many resources in our office and you can just come there, sit there, chill out, do your work. No one will question you. You can take free stuff from there as well. We have a lot of things. You can actually take free food also. So yeah, that's a good thing.
Sorry to disturb you, Shaurya, but just a quick question. All these positions with USG, are they paid?
Yes, all positions with USG are paid. We have paid and unpaid positions. Currently, we are hiring a lot of interns because we need a lot of interns to work with us. I will also share the hiring flyers with you on the WhatsApp group, and I can also put the link in the chat. So if you are interested in joining, you can always apply. The application is open right now. We're hiring for all positions. But I'm mainly focusing on interns right now because that is a huge thing that we look for, especially for freshmen.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for reminding me of that. So moving on to the next slide, this is my information. You can always reach out to me with any of these methods. I'm always open to answering questions. You don't have to bother about thinking that I'm getting irritated by a question because I'm not. I am happy to help all the time. So this is my information. I will be sharing the PDF in the WhatsApp group. And if Meenakshi ma'am can actually send this with the ISSC presentation, then that would also help. So yeah, that was the presentation about what I do and how you can take use of that and use the resources that ASU provides to your benefit, because there are so many resources that I can't even cover this in 4 hours. So yeah, thank you, everybody. See you in the welcome event. I'm going to be there in the welcome event, in the Inferno Fest, in the fall speaker event. And if you all are attending the E2 camps, I'm also going to be a part of that. So see you all. Have a great day. Moving on to, I think ISA is next. So I'm going to give.
Yes, ISA is next. But before I hand it over to ISA, I have a quick question for Rosita. Rosita, how can student transfer credit from India to ASU? It's through admissions, right?
Yes, it will be through admission. And so anything related to your applications, materials, you can simply reach out to your admission representative.
Okay, thank you so much. Yeah, I hand it over to ISA now. Ishita, if you can take it over, you and your team.
Meenakshi, before that, I just had to add on to Shaurya's about USG.
Sure.
So we also do have a USG government in the Tempe campus. So if you're studying in the Tempe campus, then you are allowed to vote and make sure that your voice is heard. Obviously, like Shaurya covered a lot. Tempe, I mean, the USG really is for us. So when the voting comes out and like when there are events for USG, be sure to attend it and be sure to make sure that what you are concerned about USG, you always like voice it and let people know. So even now, as you're joining ASU, you're already a member of USG and you have a say in it. So always keep an eye out for USG stuff. They're really helpful and it helps us function as students really well.
Actually, I would like
Okay.
to add on to that. Thank you so much, Sukrut, for saying that. So the scope of the work we do is actually very large. We can work on something related to student fees, so international student tuition, to something that is very small, like lighting on campus or some equipment that you want on campus, or anything that you want related to academics, something that I know some of you are facing, who are currently enrolled in ASU are facing issues with using AI to write some assignments. So we are working on that as well. So yeah, the scope of the work that we do is exponential. We do a lot of work. So if you have anything, just come to us. And we are available on all 4 campuses. So Tempe is a huge resource, and please vote for all the students, because you are actually representing yourselves through the students that you vote for. So thank you.
Thank you, guys. Ishita, you and your team are on.
Okay, let me first share my screen. Okay, can you see it?
Yes, we can. Good.
Hello everyone, I am Ishita. I am president for Indian Student Association. I'm a bachelor student studying business data analytics. I'll be a junior this fall. Indian Student Association, or ISA, is one of the largest student organizations on campus. We cater over 5,000 students all over ASU. ISA is a vibrant and inclusive community that aims to create a home away from home for all Indian students studying at ASU. We do events such as Holi, Bollywood Night, Republic Day, India Day, Jankar, and many more. ISA is here to support you, connect you with fellow students, and celebrate the rich, diverse heritage of India. ISA has a student ambassador program. It's a mentorship initiative to guide Indian students during their journey at ASU. This program will develop one-on-one mentorship model, helping students seeking guidance on various ASU resources, coursework, and many more. We are still working on ambassadors, but you are feel free to connect with our ambassadors and set up a Zoom call with them to ask any questions you have regarding ASU. Now I will hand over to Anirudh, who will talk about on-campus housing and off-campus housing.
Hey guys, my name is Anirudh. I currently work as the director for PR and technology with ISA. I'm a bachelor student studying computer science, and I'll be a sophomore next year. So yeah, housing is like a very important aspect of your student experience. Can we get the next slide? Yeah, so there's a variety of options you can choose from on campus and off campus as well. So you can always go for a private room, a shared room, or a shared room with just with a shared bath, or a private room with a shared bath. So there's a lot of options. You can look up all of these on the website that's mentioned here. And on-campus housing isn't mandatory, but highly recommended. It is definitely the best way to meet new people. Most of my friends from my freshman year were my neighbors, the people who live in my building. And that was very easy for me because we see the same people day in and day out. So you're definitely going to say hi and, become good friends. Easy way to form connections. Me and my roommate and my suitemates as well, we worked on hackathons together. And I've heard about 2 roommates who've gone to found a $200,000 company who were roommates. So that's also a good thing. You never know what you can do. Another good thing about the on-campus housing is it's proximity to dining hall. So each campus housing building has a dining hall right next to it or right in front of it. So most of these dining halls start at 7 a.m. and run till 9 p.m. on most days. So you can always grab food while you finish class or grab breakfast and go to class. You also have a dining hall in the middle of campus if you want to grab food in between classes as well. And the proximity to classes is also important because there are a couple of classes that are on the second floor of the buildings or the first floor itself. So last semester, I used to live on the fourth floor and I had a class in my own housing building on the second floor. So I could get up at like 7:15 and be in class by 7:30. So that's a really good thing. So you can always reach out to housing, the university housing department with the contact details on your screen. And it's important to know that university housing is currently under a lot of load because a lot of people are currently emailing. So it might take a little while before they can reply back to you. Can you get the next slide? Okay, so meal plans. Basically what happens is that it's not really a good thing if you plan to cook 3 times a day, because essentially you've gone there to study. You don't want to spend all your time on just cooking. You want to spend more time on studying, getting involved on campus, maybe finding a job. So you want to develop yourself. So getting a meal plan would be a really good option because as I said, the dining halls start as early as 7 a.m. and go up until 9 p.m. So any time of the day, you can always drop in, grab a meal between classes, after classes, or it's very easy, especially in my freshman year. I used to go to the dining hall every day because I honestly did not have the patience to cook every day. Also, along with the meal plan, whenever you get a meal plan, you also get maroon and gold dollars. This is basically like a debit account. So MNG is what we call them. You can use these MNG on most of the on-campus facilities like Subway, Payway, Jamba Juice. You can also use them at Pod Market, which is basically like a mini supermarket on campus. You can also buy stationeries or do meal exchanges, which is basically you trade in a meal swipe. Instead of going to the dining hall, you just swipe it at the Pod Market. You grab a drink, an appetizer, and a main course. So I used to use this whenever I'm really running late. And yeah, I used to have classes with less than 20 minutes of gap. So I wouldn't have enough time to go inside the dining hall, sit down and eat, but I used to do this. So this was really helpful for me. Can you get the next slide? Yeah, so these are the meal plan options that you guys have. So unlimited is basically unlimited times in a day. So Sparky's favorite is 14 meals per week, and then we have 10 and 7. So 14 essentially breaks down to 2 meals a day. This is what I had my entire freshman year. And 10 is basically more than 1 a day, and 7 is exactly 1 a day. You don't have to use it in the same order. You can swipe all 7 in probably 2 days, but it's better to break it down in that way. So I used to go to the dining hall twice a day because I had the 14 meals per week plan. And as it says below, that each plan has a different cost and it keeps going up based on what you choose. Most of my friends were on 14. I was on 14. As I said, if you guys are interested, you guys can always opt for 14, but you can always experiment with this for the entire first week. And if you think you need more, you can always upgrade. And if you think you need less, you can always depreciate it. So this will be throughout the first week. So you can take the decision after being there on campus and experimenting what's best for you. Can you get the next slide? So off-campus housing. So as I said earlier, on-campus housing is not mandatory, but there are a lot of advantages for that. But there are a couple of advantages for off-campus housing as well. So basically, 3 things to note: closer to campus, cheap, and amenities. So you can always choose on 2 things. So if it's close to campus, it's definitely not cheap. It may have more amenities because it's more expensive. As you move away from campus, it definitely tends to be cheaper, and you might have more amenities as well. But you might have to take the bus to travel. It's not really a difficult thing. A lot of ISA members also live off campus. I've lived on campus last year, and I'm continuing to do so for the next year as well. because I personally used to stay up pretty late, like in the libraries or study groups, and it was easy for me to just come back to the dorm at like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. But essentially, it comes down to be your choice, end of the day. So on-campus housing, another difficult thing is that it does not have a kitchen in each room, but you have a community kitchen in each floor. So you might have to move around a lot if you want to cook on campus, but off campus is more of like a apartment or studio based living. So every apartment has a kitchen inbuilt, and it's definitely cheaper than on campus housing. Yeah, and also privacy is a important aspect because I lived in a shared room. My roommate had a different sleep schedule from me. So he used to be up all night, but I used to sleep all night. So it was a difficult thing. I went with the shared room option because it was the cheapest on campus option that was available. But if you go off campus, it'll definitely be cheaper for a private room than a shared room on campus. So these are the various factors you will have to consider. And when you're paying for housing, it's a one-time payment along with your tuition fee for each semester. So once you pay for that, you don't have to worry about recurring bills or anything. So everything else is taken care of. And there is also a maintenance team. You can always put in a request and they'll be there within a single day. And also you have a lot of events that happen on campus because you also pay a recreation fee. So I was able to build a lot of friends and network because I stayed on campus, but it is definitely a personal choice. And staying on campus also was advantageous for me because I stood for election for the residential council in my freshman year. I became the vice president and I became the president for the Barrett Residential Council for the next year. So my housing is covered by the university housing itself. So you guys can all consider what is best for you and take the decision. It's definitely a big decision because your experience will depend or vary a lot based on this decision. Yeah. Can we get the next slide? Okay, so my colleague will take over. Thank you so much.
Hello guys, I'm Shreyans. I work with ISSC as the Director of HR. I will be talking about transportation in Tempe. Can you guys hear me? Yeah, so
Yes.
the main transportation services in Tempe include the campus shuttles, the Orbit, which consists of basically the major 5 orbits are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and you might see Saturn somewhere, but you might not be using it a lot. Then there are Valley Metro services, which is essentially a tram which runs across Mesa to Phoenix and Gilbert. Then there are obviously the rental bikes and scooters. You can find birds, and there are paid services which you can take for smoother transit across the campus. And there are Uber and Lyft services, which you mostly are familiar with. Can we have the next slide, please? So as I said, there are 6 orbit routes: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. All of them operate 7 days a week, all 365 days of the year, and have a 15 to 20 minutes frequency. I would always check up on them because they might be running off schedule sometimes, but you can expect them within half an hour of like the last bus leaving. Further informations can be checked out with the links provided. Campus shuttles. These are essentially really well-built services which ASU offers for students who might be traveling across campuses. If you have a class at another campus, if you live in Tempe and you live in another campus, you might want to take the campus shuttles because they are the safest and fastest way to reach the other campus. There are 4 main routes: Gold, Maroon, Mercado, Tempe, and Tempe West. The Gold goes to Polytech campus. The Maroon goes to the downtown Phoenix campus. I'm not sure where the Mercado goes, and the Tempe West is usually merged in with the Phoenix bus. So you can check out that in the link provided. Can we have the next slide? The Valley Metro services are paid services. They usually charge $4 for a day pass and $2 for a single ride pass. There are buses and trams available with the Valley Metro. You can take the ride to another campus, go to some places for picnic maybe, or fancy visit to Scottsdale or Mesa. You can also get the bus pass, which costs $150 a year. Thank you. There you go. Can we have the next slide, please? Yeah. The streetcar is a free service which runs across Tempe. It connects I'm sorry, you can travel across the campus with it. It essentially connects most of the major spots which you might want to visit around Tempe, including the town lake and the College Avenue, and most of the college towns like Vista del Sol and Barrett. Yeah, that's it. I will hand over to my colleague.
Yeah, thank you, Shreyans. I'm Ganapati Sankar Subramanian. I'm part of the ISSC as the Director of Talent Management. I'm currently doing my master's in Management of Technology, and it's in Polytechnic campus. So with regards to transportation, as he mentioned, there are varieties of options to travel in around ASU, and with 2 different campuses, with Tempe, downtown Phoenix, and Polytechnic. So with respect to Metro, there's something called as app called Transit. So in case you guys enter to US and once you're in ASU, kindly request you guys to download this app. You can check it out with the links also with the App Store. So this app provides you which orbit you can take from one stop and to the stop wherever you have to, wherever your destination is. And it also shows you can always check the app before you leaving from where you are leaving, because it approximately shows in how much time the orbit is going to come. So it's always better to have this app in handy, and then you can check out this app always. And it also split up the destinations so you can know where you're traveling to. It's currently like a Google map. It's like a transit, which works very much easy, and it's very feasible for you guys to have it always in hand. Next slide, please. Yeah, bikes and scooters it's likely current. It's considered to be as a pedestrian according to the US law. So, but I always request you guys to adhere to the laws and be very conscious about using this as well, because this is no less than using a car or anything. Even though if you're very familiar to ride this, always please stick to the rules and regulations and then use it, because anytime you might get the violations, even if you're a pedestrian. And I'm a victim of that. So I'm just requesting you guys to please do follow the rules. And bikes and scooters on one of those, you guys can rent it out, or else there's something called GoTrax or any other options where you guys can purchase it for yourself. Also, there's something like Unagi where you can rent it for a month, or whenever you need it for a month, you can rent it out and then give it back. It's something like that. So that's about the bikes and scooters. Next slide, please. And Uber and Lyft, like how we have pretty much in India, the Uber and other Ola cab services, there's something with US as well, the Uber and Lyft. They're pretty much good. They're quick and easy wherever if you want to go with car or as such considered. So they have a pretty much low prices, but I always suggest you guys to check with both Uber and Lyft, because the price might always differ from both Uber and Lyft. Also, it differs with person to person. So please log in and have a proper credentials to use it. And as everybody has mentioned earlier, that ASU is connected with Lyft, and you have a pretty much coupon code which offers good dollars to travel for the first from airport to wherever your destination is. So yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Deepak. I'm a chemical engineering PhD student, and I'm director of finance for ISA. So let me talk about life in Arizona. Next slide, please. I know like this might be like the first foreign abroad trip or something, and it might be quite intimidating, and it was for me too. So, but I suggest all you guys to maintain the cool. It's fine. It's like a matter of days, and everything's gonna be all right. And so always free feel to have small talks with anyone around you. It's no harm, and it's like a fun thing to have a small talks. But always be cautious. No political topics, no religious or some other comments or some other immigration talks. Always be careful with the topics you speak on, and always be mindful about the scams that's gonna happen around. So just be careful with them. And already Meenakshi presented about the scams, and also just be careful with them. And in the initial few days, this is a it's a good thing to have a navigational app. And always, also according to my suggestion, it's good to have the offline or the downloaded map sometimes, because the street names might be quite confusing in the initial few days. So always have that navigational app so that you can go around. And anytime, in any emergency, always feel to call 911. And also, if there is some hostile situation, we hope there's none. Like none of us should ever be in such things. But if there is ever, don't try to negotiate. And also, whatever be the query about the international student status or something, if you need any other information, always contact ISSC. And also, you can reach out to any of the ISM members if you have any of the other queries. Like if you have any other queries. Yeah, next slide, please. Also, like next important thing, let's talk about driving around the US. Okay, so if you have like an Indian license, it's valid for 6 months, and also the international for 1 year. But if you want to take a license after coming here, it's like quite simple process. You need to give a learner's permit test and then a road test, and you'll have your license. Also, you can even if you don't have your own car, you can rent a car. It's always easy and feasible. Like there are many like I can say many companies are giving out rental cars. Also, there is Turo, which is like Airbnb version for cars, I can say. So there are many ways you can rent a car. Also, driving license can be considered the most like what convenient way of ID, but everyone cannot get the driving license. So also there is something called state ID, which you can take it. Always suggest to take state ID or driving license with you. If you don't have that, carry a passport, because always you need to have a government issued ID with your date of birth on that. You cannot use a Sun Devils ID because that doesn't have the date of birth. So always carry your government ID. I suggest to take a state ID or a driving license, because carrying passport might not be the safest always. Next slide, please. Okay, these are few things you can do. Like I'm sure all of you guys will explore after coming here, but like there are different hikes around. Like there's a mountain for us, and also there's Tempe town lake nearby, where you can go for boating or go for a walk. So, and also there are many sightseeing places nearby. Definitely you guys are gonna explore after coming here. Next slide, please. Okay, these are some basic packing list or travel checklist I want to go through. So first and foremost thing, don't start packing like in the last minute. Start packing like a few days before. Also, like these are like your basic clothing, documents, cooking, whatever you need, and medicines. Meenakshi has gone through all of them already. And documents, please be careful with them. Always carry in your hand baggage. And also like some other essentials. If you I might not present everything here, but we have a ISA travel checklist in our website. So please visit ISA website as well for that. Also, so we can have a complete list there. So yeah, that is from my side. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Sukrit. So I am the treasurer for ISA, and obviously, as treasurer, I have to talk about the expenses of living on campus. So yeah, next slide, please. I think you skipped it. Okay. So the major expenses will include like your house rent, your utilities, Wi-Fi, and like your mobile data and furniture, groceries, and like obviously traveling and stuff. But the highest will be your rent, which is not that high, but it will be comparatively high. Wi-Fi, if you're sharing your room with someone, it's going to be like around, I would say, $30 maximum. Oh, thank you. And I think the maximum is $30. I don't know why I've said 70, but if you're sharing, if you're not sharing, then yeah, 70 to $100. And then electricity and other utilities, everything together will be about $100 per household. And like it's mentioned, cellular connection will be around $25 uh, per month. That's depending on what you choose. A lot of students that I know tend to go for Mint because that is the cheapest option, but also the most reliable one. Next slide, please. And for furniture, so if you're living in a furnished apartment, then you do not have to pay anything for furniture. But if you're not, then it's going to come up to be around, I would say, $300 to $400. Like it's mentioned, mattress and bed frame will be around 120, 200, depending on whether you buy a new one or a second hand. Groceries per month will come around $200, but that depends on how much you would cook at home or how much you would eat outside. Obviously, a lot of these numbers that we're providing you is a variable, so it depends on your personal choices. For traveling, yeah, so a bike, if you want to buy a new bike, then the cheapest new bike that I have seen is about $120, and it can go up to all the way to up like $700. We would recommend not buying such an expensive bike because there's a very good chance it could get stolen. Try to go for a second-hand bike so that it's like you don't have that tension of losing your bike, because these bike thefts tend to happen towards the more expensive ones, obviously. Eating out, yeah, so for a single meal, it's about somewhere between $7 to $20. That depends on where you're buying it and what kind of a location you're buying it at, so it should be fine. And health insurance, like it was covered in Rosita covered it in the ISSC presentation. Insurance is provided by ASU, but there will be other expenses that are included. I do not have the numbers on top of my head, but you can always check out the website, uh, the ASU Health Services website. They have a breakdown of everything. It's very, it's proper. It gives that accurate numbers and it's very helpful. So informative. So yeah, check that out. Next slide, please. And so places that you can keep an eye on to get like good deals and cheap prices is the ASU bookstore, and also like Facebook Marketplace. And then personally, I've never heard of Offer Up or Let It Go, but yeah. And then you also have the Surplus store. That's an excellent place to buy stuff for like a very low price and stuff. And if you want to buy it from an external venue, you can always check out like Slick Deals or Walmart, the app and stuff like that. They have a lot of amazing deals going on for students. So always keep an eye out over there. Yeah, I think that's about it about expenses. Thank you very much. Ishit, I think you're muted.
Thank you, everyone. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to us. And thank you, Meenakshi, for having us.
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining with us. We still have sometimes we can get all the questions that has been coming on our Q&A session. A couple of questions about weather, and I just wanted to say that it's Arizona. It's hot. I mean, not hot, a couple of months, which is going to be scorching hot, especially during daytime, like around 11 until 6 or 7 in the evening. It's mostly like June, July, a little bit in August, but otherwise the weather in Arizona is very nice. We have cool morning and evenings. If you are from Delhi, it's exactly like Delhi weather, and Gujarat and Chennai. Chennai is a little humid, but almost same weather like that areas. And yeah, so please bring a couple of winter clothes. I won't suggest to, fill your luggage with winter clothes, no, but just bring 1 or 2 jackets and a couple of other things for winter. But otherwise, it's pretty nice, pretty cool, very nice campus, safe campus. A lot of question on campus, what time do you have to come back? Or it's not like that. It's very safe, very alive campus. Student, they, go out during the nights. What I meant was, if you do not have any reason to go out, just do not wander after, midnight and those at that odd time outside. It's, it's not safe anywhere in the world to go out and just wander for no reason. That's what I meant when I said, just don't go out. Whenever, try to connect with students, make friends, as many as possible, go out in a group, enjoy campus life, and just stay out of trouble. And if you have any question, any query, ISSC is there to help you. We have so many wonderful students with us who are always want to connect with other students. So please connect with all of these students. I am working on a welcome event for all Indian students, and all these students that you saw here on this during this presentation, they all will be there, and we will bring more student clubs, more student organization, our student ambassador. For that welcome event, I will be sharing all the details for this welcome event. When is it, where is it, with you soon, once I have a confirmation. So please keep an eye on emails from me. And you will be meeting all these wonderful people during this welcome event. And until we meet them in person, we have our WhatsApp group. Please connect, join our WhatsApp group. The link has been shared, and I will also share this presentation from ISSC, from ISA, and from USG with you. I'm having some technical difficulties. All the emails that I'm sending to a large group of students, they are all bouncing back. So we are working on that to figure out that situation, that problem. Once it's done, I will send all these presentation with you. And yes, connect with us through WhatsApp group, post your questions, post your queries, and you have my email. If you have any other additional question, please send an email to me. We are there to help you. We are there. We will be always with you. So thank you so much for joining this session, and to everyone back in India, a very good night, and to all of you here, a great day ahead. Thank you so much, guys.
Can Sukrit and I
Bye-bye.
just take one more minute?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Sukrit, go ahead.
So thank you. I just wanted to say that so if you want to get updates on ISSC, ISA, or even USG, I've shared the links to the Instagram accounts. So be sure to follow all the Instagram accounts. That's where we post most of our updates. And if you don't have Instagram, that's fine. We do share it on our WhatsApp groups. So you can keep an eye out over there. And for events, if you want to RSVP, then you'll have to follow the clubs in a specific website. It's called Sun Devil Sync. I believe you'll get to know about that once you come to ASU, like to United States. But if you do have access, then sign up right now so that you'll be able to RSVP and attend our events, because we do require you to RSVP. Thank you. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Before I end the session, I saw one interesting question. Someone said that he is really interested in playing cricket. So we have a lots of student clubs already existed for cricket. And if you want to open your club, please reach out to us. We will let you know how to open your own club. And we have grounds for cricket. We have kits for crickets as well. So come here and enjoy whatever you want to do. We have almost each and every activity here. But if you think that nothing is there, reach out to us. We will let you know how to start that club. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye. Have fun.
Thank you, everyone.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.